Hi, my name is Crystal Brazil. I was originally diagnosed with cervical cancer back in August of 2017. I did go the traditional treatment. I had a radical hysterectomy and surgery. I then followed that with my doctor's orders of chemo and radiation concurrent, so it was really, really hard on my body. I felt like the treatment was going to kill me, not the cancer. I did complete that, started feeling really good, and I think 7 months later, in 2018, I had my follow-up PET scan. A couple of days later, I got the devastating news that my cancer had metastasized not only in one area, but 3. So I had tumors in the wall of my abdomen. I had some tumors on my pelvic wall and a small one in my liver. At that point, I was extremely surprised, and I just couldn't believe that quickly after treatment that there could be that many effects of cancer showing so soon. I spent a lot of time just crying and praying about it, and a couple days after my re-diagnosis, a friend of mine sent me the awesome video, Cancer Can Be Killed. After watching that, I felt like before my treatment, my first treatment in traditional medicine, I knew that I didn't want to do it. I knew that I didn't feel good about it, but everything I was looking into was expensive. It felt like something I couldn't figure out. And they did a really good job of scaring me and making me think that my only options were those traditional treatments. So the second time around, I knew that I couldn't put my body through that again. I knew that when I asked the doctors to go over my scan with me and tell me about the cancer, and I asked about why they would want to administer chemo again when it obviously didn't do well for me the first time, they got very angry, and that was my cue to leave. So after watching Cancer Can Be Killed, I sought out the 3 different doctors that were on the video, and I just wanted some honest and open communication with them and what they had to offer. I first made an appointment where I called Utopia Wellness here in Florida, and Mark answered the phone. He was incredibly kind and just offered me so much information. Didn't make me feel bad for any questions I asked or stupid for anything that I didn't know. He was very proactive in getting an appointment with me to meet with Dr. Garcia over the phone because I was in California, which I would have flown out here if I needed to, but they told me there was no need for that. He actually scheduled an appointment for later in the week, and then called me back the same day and said, hey, this doesn't usually happen, but if you have time today, Dr. Garcia can actually have a phone consultation with you this afternoon. So I was fortunate enough I wasn't working at that point. I had the phone consultation with Doc, and it was better than I expected, although he is different than any doctor I had ever met with. There was no charge for the consultation, which is different than all the other doctors that I met with. So after, I think Utopia, between Mark and Dr. Garcia, they spent about an hour and a half with me, just educating me and talking me through their process and what their beliefs are here, and then Mark followed up with an email that laid out exactly for me what I could expect if I chose Utopia Wellness for my care. After that, I still followed up with the other doctors. I didn't want to make any irrational, just quick decisions about my body and my health the second time around. I didn't feel like I had the time to do that, so I made an appointment with the doctor in Arizona. Although she was kind, I did drive the 12 hours to see her. She charged me $300 to talk to me for about 20-30 minutes. And what I figured out in that is that in all my research, in all of my time, in my family's time, my friends that were helping me just compile information, there's nobody doing everything that Utopia Wellness is doing and the program that Dr. Garcia has put together. So even though she was administering some high dose vitamin C like they do here in a hyperbaric chamber, after my meeting with her and a lot of prayer, I knew that Dr. Garcia is who I wanted to treat me. And I believe once I made the decision, I called Mark and he told me that I could start any time, that they were ready for me as soon as I was ready to come, which is, as everyone knows, not how it usually goes. I think I came here not even a week and a half later, started my program. And from the minute that I walked in the door, it's just been an incredible, incredible place to treat for something that would normally be and in my own experience from the chemo and radiation, treating for cancer is usually makes you very sick. It's a very somber and just sad place to go to have chemo and radiation. Everybody is feeling really, really bad. They don't, in all these other things that I know about, they don't have the support, they don't have all the integration that Utopia offers here. They started out with doing blood tests every week and a scan that tests all the way down to my microorganisms in my whole body. And they made me feel comfortable more than anything. They administered the high dose vitamins and different chelation and different things that they can tell you better about than I can, since I'm not a doctor. But what a journey it's been. It's been enlightening, uplifting, educational, and they have an incredible staff, and each and every one of them is just such an important and integral part of healing. And they've shown me how to love myself, how to treat myself, how to be easy on myself. I think that aside from just doing the hyperbaric chamber and the MOT, which is, I believe, magnetic oxygen therapy, they have an infrared sauna that I do every week for detox, which was huge for me with doing the chemo and radiation and all the mistreatment of nutrition and everything before I found out about cancer. They have colonics that we do every week. They start us out on a plan to eat an alkaline diet and how to keep our attitude in line with that so our body stays alkaline. And then as the weeks go on, they make the program about you specifically. So everything that they were doing and changing and adding or taking away was all about me, Crystal Brazil, not the patient before, not the patient after, not what Western medicine or traditional medicine likes to kind of have this one thing for every time somebody is diagnosed with cancer. It's the same treatment, and that's not what you get here at Utopia. It's just they've given me the tools and resources to live my best life and be my best self. And after 8 weeks, which you never know, how your body's going to respond, so it's not a guarantee of what they recommend in length of treatment. After 8 weeks, I get to go home and be with my family and just, again, have the tools to be cancer free and to be just the best version of me. So
thank you.